guys, what's going on, and welcome back to MMORPG Tycoon. So last episode we worked on this area, which we almost completed. Well, actually it is completed. We need to do a little bit more tweaking left and right. Which went pretty well, and I'd like to apologize that yesterday there was no video as per usual, because usually I upload once per day. But yeah, we have our new computer right now, and that took a little bit more fine-tuning than I initially thought, so therefore I did not have the ability to record yesterday. But everything seems to be okay right now, so we are going to get our upload schedule right on par again. And this episode we are going to do some tweaking mainly in terms of nerfing and checking out classes and stuff like that. Maybe design a few more, that's a lot of logouts. Maybe design a few more NPCs because we have a lot more slots open. So I'd like to thank Robin Legend of Masters for his comment in episode 3 that I should check out classes and nerf them and stuff like that. So let's take a look at that. So I think we need to go to reports and then let's go to overview. I think it was here. No, it was somewhere else. Let's see. So let's go here. There we go. So we have 1800 reports for the Paladin to nerf it. We have 500 reports for the Scout to nerf it. And we have 350 reports to nerf the Warrior. So obviously the Paladin is probably the most played, which makes it probably not in our financial interest to nerf it, but I think we should do it anyways, since we don't want one single class to be that good. So let's take a look. So the Paladin, they're basically, well, the Scout is actually underpowered since it takes a very long time to level that up. So let's take a look at the Paladin. So it has 20 base health and 0 base mana, and this one has 15 base health, and the Warrior has 10 base health, so definitely this is very strong. So let's put that down to, let's say, 17. I think that's okay. And then base rage is 10 with its speed being 5. That's the same as the Scout, and it's the same as the Warrior, so I think that's pretty decent. And the speed is all equal. We don't want to do that much speed to it changes, so yeah, let's leave the speed as it is. Obviously all the abilities are unlocked already, so that's pretty good. So basically the only thing we can do really is nerf the health, so let's put that to 16. I think that's okay. Average happiness seems to be pretty good all around. Popularity 27, 34 and 38, so those two are equal on popularity, and the Warrior is not very popular, so let's increase his base health to, let's say, 15. Actually, let's get that up to that, and then maybe get it a little bit more rage. There we go. I think that's good. Do we have all the abilities? Yes, we do. And the Scout also has all the abilities, but we might want to get him. Actually, let's leave it at that. Scout should be a little underwhelming sometimes, so let's maybe do it like that. There we go. And I think that's basically those nerfed for now. I don't want to do it too much, because I definitely want to take a look at what the players are thinking about that. Now, obviously, we have a lot more classes unlocked, so maybe it's time to get a new one. Now, if a wizard, I like that, but if we do a wizard, we want to give it a low health, and we want to give it a high mana counter, so let's say 12, I think that's okay. Let's pause the game so they don't actually spawn in as one. 0 mana, obviously. 0 mana. 0 mana. Health is fine. Actually, let's make that 6. And let's do that to 13. And I think that's fine. Then let's take a look at our model editor. That's actually pretty fun. Okay. Well, the hat obviously needs to be changed, but let's take a look at the face first. Oh, there we go. That seems like a mage. Nice little beard. The hat is good. I think we should change the colors though. So let's actually let's not change that. Maybe change that to. Do we want to change that to that? Maybe I think that's good. And then give him that beard. And in terms of color, well, we want to see our mages, so let's make it... do we want to make it a bright color? I think that looks nice. That's good. And then for our second color, I think we should go for a little orangey. And then this could then also become probably orange-like. Maybe like that. There we go. And then the belt, let's make it a little bit dark. There we go. I think that's pretty good. Do we want to scale that up a bit? Well, we can make him a little bit larger. But we could also make him very underwhelming. Actually, let's do it like 1.1. I think that's fine. And the torso, can we scale that down a bit or upscale it? Let's go for 0.9. There we go. So it's a little bit smaller than the other classes, but that's fine. We don't want to work on this stance for now. So I think that's pretty good. Let's unlock all the abilities for it. There we go. So now we have the wizard unlocked, which is pretty nice. Do we want another class? Well, we can take a look at it. Let's see. So we have 3 melee, 1 wizard, so probably we want something like a ranger. Let's unlock those and give it a little bit more, a little bit less mana, but then again give it more health. So do it like that. And then in terms of a model editor, I think it already looks pretty good as it is, but we'll take a look at what we can do. Whoa, okay, that's very, very large. Don't think that's pretty good. Let's continue taking a look. Nice. Ooh, I like this one. I like this one. Let's scale that down a bit. There we go. Do you want to put a helmet on top of him? Don't really think so. Let's just leave it. And the torso. What do we have selected right now? That. Let's go for that. And obviously the tail needs to be adjusted a little bit too. But we do need to make it a little bit smaller. There we go. And in terms of our arms, currently we have this. I think that is also very nice. Can we do that on the other side as well? Yep, we can. That's fine. Legs, I don't want to mess about with that too much. Let's go for a 1.2, so it's a little bit bigger. And the head is already downscaled a lot, so the tail is downscaled. So now we need to check the arms a little bit. Let's do it at 1.9, and this 0.9, I should say. And then the legs, do we want to upscale that? No, we really don't. Let's go for a 1.2 and then also 1.2. That looks reasonable. Well, let's take a look at our stance. What happens if we do this? I mean, it could be interesting for our player to do it like that, but this actually looks more like a close quarters thing than anything else, and that's not what I'm going for with this one. Actually, if you take a look at the abilities, if we take a look at our abilities, this could actually work. Let's scale that down a little bit more. Oh, that's actually impossible. But we can put it a little bit more forward. So something like that. That's much better, I think. And then let's take a look at our colors. Let's make this something like that. Green eyes. That looks good. Actually, the eyes should go. This is probably better. I think that fits him more. So the teeth and the fangs. The horns, I should say. Maybe that. I think that's good. And then... don't want to overdo it in terms of colors. That's part of the hoof, I think. Yep. As well as some decorations. Maybe do it like that. And then that's a main color that we're going to change. Let's go for maybe something like that. And these are just details. Get them a little bit darker. That's the color we have. So if you go for this, that actually looks pretty decent. That's nice. Let's apply. There we go. So now we have 2 more classes, which could definitely create an imbalance, but yeah, well, it is what it is. So let's start the game so players can actually start working on that. And we need to keep an eye on our unsubscriber reports, because what will happen is probably people will start to unsubscribe because they don't like the nerf. In terms of our MPs, let's go for XP and leveling first. Our base XP is 45 with 5 XP extra per level. So in order to... I think that actually is pretty good. I don't really want to do that too much. However, this is very high. The boost per level. Each level, all of the classes, attributes, and attacks will become this percentage more powerful. I think we should set that to 5. There we go. If a player was only earning XP by killing monsters, this is how many the monsters they would have to kill to reach the 3rd level. The next level. So let's say 30 monsters to get a level. And then per level we would want 7 more. There we go. Actually, let's make that 15. Let's see how that relates. That's actually pretty good. Now it takes a longer time and actually to get to a higher level, which is exactly what I want. I want them to grind. So how many quests to get a level? Well, actually, for level 1 to level 2, I kind of want to set that to 4. I think that was too high. So we're only doing fetch quests. This is how many quests I will have to do to complete. Actually, fetch quests, we might want to do that to... actually, level 1 to 2, let's do it like that. That's fine. And then, if we're only doing quests but somehow not actually killing any monsters, let's set that to 4 as well. And then our gold reward can maybe go up a bit so they have some more gold. But I don't want to give them too much. There we go. Monster respawn settings, seconds to respawn, a minute. Actually make that 45 seconds. So players can farm a little bit faster, because we upped the requirement for them to basically level up, so we should do that a little bit faster. That's fine. So now that's all good. We have the NPC in the sage, the garden in the sage, that's fine. This is now sorted, this is now sorted. So that's now all set up, that's very good. So let's take a look at this and then speed up time. And then maybe also open this. Happiness is at 4.4, that's reasonable. The rating is fine. That's good. Most players are between level 2 and level 4, so which means that they are in these 2 areas mainly. They will obviously also go to this region, but it will make it a lot harder for them to actually survive. That's pretty good. Return to game. We cleared this out, that's fine. Pretty good. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to let the game run a little bit, and we'll be right back to see what happens. Right, so we've taken a look, well, we've not taken a look, we're about to do that, but we let the game run for a little bit, and as you can see, we have more subscribers running into the game. So if we take a look at our player classes, demands for nerf are still very high, unfortunately. And the nerf has gone down here a bit, I think. And that's also very high. Now the wizard, most people want them buffed a little bit. So let's go for 7 health, buff it up 1. And they want it to be nerfed because it's very strong. So let's pull down the health and pull down the mana a little bit. There we go. And maybe make it even a little bit slower. I think that's pretty good. Let's see what they think about that. But all in all, I think it's pretty good. Let's take a look at our thought process and see if there's anything else in game that we need to take a look at. But not really. Yeah, they couldn't find an inn with a free space, which is odd. I mean, what we might want to do is get a flight path in. And maybe connect that up to there. So they can actually set their home there. So let's work on that. So paths, flight path. Place this, and maybe place that, so I don't know, city center. I think that's pretty good. And connect it up to there. There we go. So that will definitely be used a lot, but I think that's a pretty good decision to do that in order to get some more people in here and try to set their home. Obviously they will most likely then teleport or flight directly to the next area. But if it gets me the chance that people will find a new place to set their home, then I'm happy with it. Still pretty happy about the way our town has worked out so far. It's pretty effective in its job. Because if you take a look in terms of residents, we have about 30,000 residents there, which is pretty good. I think that's everything we really effectively want to have. So our reports. And they keep dying. Well, we can take a look at that and see what's going on here. Probably this area is a little bit too strong. All the rest I think is pretty okay. Don't think we should worry about that too much. So now that everything is set up, I think we can design a new NPC. So let's go for design. NPCs. A monster I meant. Let's go for this guy. Oh, okay, I like him already. He's the bard. That's a bard. I don't think we should change that too much, actually. Maybe we should give him more mana and more health. And in terms of those abilities, obviously, let's unlock everything that we need to unlock. And really, I don't want to change that much to him. Maybe just the way he looks. Let's make him pale. And his hair color can be a little bit extravaganza. Maybe blue, why not? And then make that... do we want a bright red, maybe? I think that's pretty good. And then we should make this a little bit darker. Like so. And then we want that to be a little bit natural color. We could actually make it black. Like very dark. That's too dark, so let's go for this. That's pretty nice. And then this. It's probably the guitar. There we go. And I think we should choose for a nice ebony color. Can we find it maybe here? It's more greenish. This seems more like the brown. There we go. Let's just keep it at that. There we go. Okay. Well, that was a very easy one to obviously create. But the bard, pretty good. Could be a great NPC in general, but to be honest, I would rather have this guy like a guard than instead of what he is right now. Still, it looks pretty good. Let's leave him. And there we go. That's something we can definitely adjust. We want to get a quadruped, or what do you call it? Yeah, quadruped. Let's keep it at that. Let's take a look. Yeah, that's fine, but we kind of want to adjust that a little bit down. Or do we want to create a massive head? Why not? Actually, it could be fun. Don't... actually, why not? Why not? Why not? And make that... Oh, I don't know. That thing, that's a pretty good color. And then the torso... What do we have right now? This. Okay, so top right corner. Let's remember that. No. That's more skeleton-like. That could actually work pretty decently. If we adjust this scale a little bit. There we go. Do we want to give it a tail? Yeah, we can. But we want the tail to be a little bit bigger. There we go. That actually looks pretty decent. And then let's see, what does he have currently in terms of arms and legs? More like a hoof. Oh, it's this side that we need to take a look at. There we go. That actually looks pretty good. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 down. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 down. So we have the same, and then the same here probably. 3, 4, and 5 down. No. That one. There we go. Right, and then let's adjust the color scheme. That's pretty good. I would love to give him glasses. I like his eyes white, so let's just leave that. And maybe make this like that. And his teeth, obviously, we want them kind of reddish from all the blood that's currently in his mouth. And this, we don't want to overdo it because that would make it a little bit weird. So let's go for dark greenish, maybe, like that. It's pretty good. But then we would have to change this color a little bit darker. Like that, maybe. And this, we have some purple in, but I think that was more our legs than anything else. We'll make that a little bit like this. And then the back hooves can be something like that. There we go. It's pretty good. Do we want to change the skin color a little bit? Let's see if we can find anything that's pretty reasonable. Actually, I like that. I like that a lot. So let's keep that. There we go. Obviously, the name isn't correct. I'm gonna keep that open for now. We're gonna think about what name we kind of want to have, and don't change that right now. In terms of his health, we want to make him hard to kill. We want to give him more rage, but we want to make him slow and take away some of his mana as well. There we go. Then let's give him his abilities. There we go. So yeah, only a name left to decide for this guy. If you have a suggestion, then drop it down in the comments down below, and maybe I'll choose yours. So now that's settled as well, and if we take a look, I think everything is still running around. One thing that I did notice though, this ship is... We actually have a passenger. I was about to say, we usually don't have any passengers on this ship. For some reason. But yeah, this is the first one that I've actually seen that actually makes use of this mode of transport, which is pretty cool. And in terms of transport, I also noticed... Wait, is there... Oh my god, really? Hold on, let's slow down the game, because... Am I seeing this right? Look at that, how many people are there going to the main town. okay, that's great. So actually it serves a function. I'm really happy to see that, and I'm quite surprised because I've been monitoring that for a couple of episodes, actually basically since we've placed that. And every time I didn't see any passengers on it, it was just running empty. But seeing that there's a lot of people on that right now is very, very good. That means that in a few seconds, a lot of people will start unloading. There we go. Great to see. Great to see. Nice. So those guys will now enter the big town, and basically they skipped, obviously, the first area and the second area, which isn't really a problem for me. I don't really mind. Now, in terms of paths, though, and then transports, what I did see were these. So the hot air balloon and the Zeppelin. Now, both of those are going to be incredibly fun, because what I'm thinking about is maybe at the outside of the city, so maybe here, where we can remove some trees. And then, or maybe on this side, and what we can do is we can maybe get a Zeppelin or a hot air balloon in to an area which is just infested with high level NPCs, and it can function as like, for example, a dungeon or a raid. Those things are coming into the game, dungeons, but currently there is no release date set for that. So I think it may be a good idea to build that ourselves. And, well, in terms of the theme, we can take a look at that time. It does seem fun, however, for me to definitely have something very undead-like, so with a lot of skeletons and stuff like that. And I think that these things are going to be great to get in. However, that area should be punishing, so I'm not quite sure if we should get a respawn point in, which we probably will have to do in order to make the area active. But nevertheless, it's going to be fun getting that in anyways. So in terms of our reports, everything is looking pretty decent. In terms of our nerfs, I think we're doing pretty well. Let's take a look at our player classes again. So as you can see, this one is now going down a bit. It's going up a bit. I'm not quite sure. I have to keep an eye on that. That's okay. People want the wizard to be buffed, but yeah, then again, there's only 700 users, and I think it's pretty balanced if I take a look at the numbers right there. And in terms of the Treant, we have 800 users, and they want it to be nerfed even more. So let's take down some of your health then. Let's give that 7. What's the wizard? Wizard has 7 over 13. And you have 7 over 5. So this one is more underpowered, obviously, than the other one. So what we can then do maybe is take away some mana and give you a little bit more rage, stuff like that. And then maybe bring your speed down even more. There we go. I think that's a decent nerf. Right, I think that's going to be it for this episode, guys. Hopefully you did enjoy. It's a little bit different than what we were used to, but obviously it's very important to get that sorted out as well. In the next episode, I think we should start working on unlocking a new area, because as you can see, this is now for level 4 and 5, which means that we should work on levels 6 and 7, which should basically come here, maybe up to level 8. And then it slowly becomes time to start thinking about our second starter area, which is in this region, and we'll have to dedicate an episode to that. Maybe a speed build again, just like the city, in order to get that finished. But hopefully you did enjoy this episode. If you did, then a like would be greatly appreciated, and hopefully I can see you in the next episode.